Hello everyone, this is part 3 of What If Naruto Had Two Bloodlines, and I hope you guys enjoy this video and to like, to subscribe, to share, and check out the playlist, to see more comment down below. Now let's start the intro.
They call me a god. They call me a god. They call me a god.
Join my membership, the perks are great. It's in the description. Be sure to like and subscribe, it gives me more motivation. Enjoy. Naruto woke up but was still drowsy. He realized that he didn't have to go to class since he graduated, so he laid down to go back to sleep. Just then he realized that even though he did graduate, for some reason he was still to go to the academy. Annoyed, he got up from bed, for the last time, and made his way down to the kitchen, got himself something to eat, and then got ready for the day. He strolled into the designated classroom and sat down. There he sat, chuckling to himself, waiting for something interesting to happen. And happen it did. In came two girls through the door arguing about God knows what. Naruto quickly noticed the girl with the red dress and pink hair. He had somewhat of an interest in her, Sakura Haruno of the Haruno clan, a tribe of Amazonian shinobi. The other girl, which he didn't really care for, was Ino Yamanaka. She had on a purple halter top and skirt with bandages from under her top down to her knees. Auto FN, Sakura is from a tribe of Amazons, one specifically named Haruno. This is only one of many other similar tribes throughout the Narutoverse. The reason I slightly altered her, aside from her monstrous strength, is that she actually reminds me of a character in a movie I once saw. Because of this, she may not be the exact Sakura you know, but not greatly affected. Sakura, Ino, and a bunch of other girls advanced towards where Naruto was sitting. He didn't know why all these girls were coming his way, but didn't really care because Sakura was among them. They all stopped in front of Naruto and simultaneously told him to move. He questioned this as they jerked him from his seat and tossed him aside. He landed on his head wondering why this had happened. He then got an answer that he didn't like. All the girls were now arguing and fighting amongst themselves for the seat next to Sasuke Uchiha, the most popular guy of Naruto's class who actually has his own fan club of girls. Always acting cool, he's so annoying. The girls continued and it seemed like their squabble was about to come to blows. Naruto immediately sprang up from the ground and onto the desk in front of Sasuke. He squatted and investigated the Uchiha. What's so great about this guy exactly? He asked no one in particular. The warring girls stopped and began to stare holes through Naruto's body, Narutoo. The girls screeched as Naruto continued to annoy the Uchiha prince. Is it his eyes? No, they're as black as black. Is it his smile? It can't be because he never smiles. Is it his clothes? Sasuke wore a blue shirt with his clan's emblem, a red and white fan, on the back of it, white and blue forearm-length wristbands, and white shorts. Is it his attitude? Shouldn't be, because if it's that, then these girls have some big problems. What kind of idiot would like a guy that didn't show any signs of caring about anything or anyone? Naruto. Sakura spoke up. Get away from Sasuke, you're annoying him. Believe me, I'd love to, but I'm curious to find out what it is that he has that cause you girls to swoon and fight over him. He isn't worth it if you ask me. What was that you? Sasuke responded. Naruto quickly turned around only to meet Sasuke in a lip lock. Everyone, mainly Sasuke's fangirls, were in shock at what had transpired. And almost as quickly as it began, it ended. Not soon enough for Naruto and Sasuke, who wished that it hadn't happened at all. Naruto thought that he was going to and he just might. As many, if not all, of the Sasuke fangirls set their sights on Naruto with the objective of termination. Naruto had to think fast or else he would never get the chance to be the great ninja he knew he would become. Well, wait, it wasn't my fault. I'll tell you what, why don't I move to a different spot and give my seat to one of you pretty young lass? This silenced the girls and all their rage, but Ino spoke up. How are you gonna give up your seat to all of us? She inquired, reigniting the girls' fiery rage. His desperate attempt to smooth talk his way out of danger didn't work. Right, I know, a few rounds of rock, paper, scissors and the winner gets the seat. There's no way that Sakura will win this, the chances are too slim. Hey, after she loses I'll just sit next to her and comfort her. Once she sees what a considerate guy the first am, she'll want to be my girlfriend and want to get married, and, he thought while giving a foxy smile. Unknown to Naruto, Sakura had already defeated most of her rivals while he was lost in thought. It was now down to Ino and Sakura for the coveted seat next to Sasuke. As far as they were concerned, winning this match was more important than life itself. They prepared themselves and got started. ROCK, paper, scissors, AAAAAAAAHHHHH. They both screamed as the winner was. Naruto sat next to Sakura and couldn't stop staring at her. Depression set in as the results of the match sunk in. He didn't mind sitting next to Sakura with how she was behaving, but it annoyed him because she was bouncing around with a big smile on her face and love in her eyes as she stared at Sasuke. Who would have thought that she was so good at a random game? This sucks, he stated quite loudly. So that's Naruto Uzumaki. He's quite the troublemaker, isn't he? A mysterious ninja stated coolly while looking in the Hokage's crystal ball. Looks like you've got your work cut out for you, Kakashi, came the voice of a female ninja. Beginning today you are all real ninjas, but you are still only rookies, Genin. The hard part has just started. Iruka stated and continued on, today we will be assigning you to 3-person teams with a Junin sensei. You are to follow that sensei's instructions as you attempt to complete assignments given to your squad. Do you all understand? Yes, Iruka sensei, the class responded. 3-person team. That's just gonna slow me down, thought Sasuke. I hope that I end up with Sasuke, Sakura thought as she looked towards Sasuke and blushed. As long as I'm on Sakura's team, then I could care less about who else is on my team. As long as it's anyone but Sasuke, Naruto thought with a sour look on his face. I'd come up big if I was on a team of pretty girls. I'd impress them by protecting them from enemies, it's what I'm good at after all, that would be pretty great. Kiba thought with a smile on his face. Kiba wore a grey hooded jacket, in which the hood was lined with fur, and pants that stopped a few inches above his ankles. I hope that I'm on the same team as Naruto, Hinata thought with a blush on her face. While all this happened, Iruka had already named 6 other teams and arrived at Team 7, Naruto Uzumaki, Sakura Haruno, and Sasuke Uchiha. At hearing the names and their teammates called, both Naruto and Sakura cheered or booed respectively. Team 8, Hinata Hyuga, Kiba Inuzuka, Shino Aburame. Shino wore a long jacket, brown pants, and extremely dark glasses. Team 9. Team 10, Ino Yamanaka, Shikamaru Nara, Chuji Akamaiki. Shikamaru wore an open short sleeve shirt with a mesh shirt underneath. His pants were brown and stopped a few inches above his ankles. Chuji wore a green open short sleeve shirt and a white shirt with his clan's emblem on it underneath. His pants were dark and he had his arms and legs wrapped in bandages. When done, Iruka could see that some of the students were happy with their new teams, some didn't seem to really care, and some, well. Iruka-sensei, why do I have to be on the same team with Sasuke? Naruto asked, hoping that maybe there was some sort of mistake. Well, Iruka responded, Sasuke has always been at the top, while most of the year you've been near the bottom. Naruto just closed his eyes and pouted, signaling that he gave up. Iruka saw this and continued, later this afternoon you'll all get a chance to meet your Junin sensei, so take a break until then. Naruto was now pacing back and forth, trying to shake the idea of being on the same team as his eternal rival. He probably wouldn't have cared if Sakura hadn't completely ignored his idea of a team lunch for searching for Sasuke. Finally something came to mind that would make him feel much better. He would make Sasuke look foolish and claim Sakura as his own. Just then he noticed that there were people heading his way, so he decided that he didn't need anyone else in his business and left as fast as he could. Who exactly is it you're looking for? Kiba asked. I was sure that he was here a minute ago. Hinata said while looking around the area. Well, there isn't anyone besides us here at the moment. Shino piped up. Thanks for stating the obvious, man. Kiba retorted. Man, this is so not fair. Why is it that I end up with Yuta instead of Sasuke? Why don't you calm down, Ino? There's no point in making such a big fuss now. Shikamaru sleepily stated. Hey guys, is that Naruto down there? What's he doing? Chuji asked while munching on chips. Naruto was creeping around on the side of the building headed towards a window that Sasuke just happened to be standing by. Looking at him, he looked like he was up to something suspicious. Just then he jumped inside and began attacking Sasuke. Ino and her teammates were surprised by this as their line of sight was blocked by the panel shutting. "Don't resist Sasuke, you got no chance," Naruto said while trying to get a handle on his victim. Sasuke managed to throw Naruto off of him only to be surprised and subdued by 4 others in an instant. There he lay tied and bound only to witness a picture-perfect copy of himself. The copy then went out the window and leapt away. Phew. That idiot Naruto. He had me worried for a minute there. Ino sighed in relief at the sight of Sasuke leaving without a scratch on him. Man. I feel sorry for the guy. He just can't seem to catch a break. Shikamaru said as he and his teammates began to leave. What did you expect? There was no way that Naruto, or anyone for that matter, could take my boy Sasuke, Ino stated. After a short moment of struggle, Sasuke slipped his restraints and was off after Naruto to make him pay. Sakura was sitting on a bench feeling lonely and upset because she couldn't get Sasuke to join her for lunch. Just then someone asked if they could sit next to her. It was Sasuke, and he was asking to sit next to her. She could just guess. Sakura then fell into her own fairy tale world where Sasuke lavished her with attention and love. Sakura, Sakura, hey Sakura, are you there? Sasuke asked, snapping her from her thoughts. Sasuke, oh, was there something you wanted? Please let it be me. I just wanted to ask you something, he responded. What do you think of Naruto? He's always getting in the way of my feelings. He knows how I feel, but it's like he likes seeing me struggle. He doesn't understand anything about me or even try. He's so annoying. She replied. All I really want is for you to acknowledge me, if only a little, because I like you. She sincerely stated while leaning in closer to him. Sasuke was surprised to hear this and began to feel like he couldn't control himself. He finally understood why he had developed a crush on her. Unknowingly, he began to lean in closer to her as well. The scent goes on this Kiba trailed on as his jaw dropped at the sight before him. N.A. Naruto. Hinata said in a sad tone. WHAAAT. What a sight. Ino yelled as she and her teammates had just walked up. Upon hearing Ino's voice, Sakura broke the kiss and looked over to see that a crowd had begun to form. Well, not really a crowd, more like 6 people. She didn't think that her day could get any better. First she kisses Sasuke and now there are other people around that can vouch for it. With this everyone would know that she and Sasuke were together, defeating her eternal love rivals and making them jealous as well. Just then she noticed that Ino didn't look to be too upset, which was weird. She figured she would be because she wanted Sasuke just as much as anyone else. She turned around only to see a blushing Naruto with a big smile, wagging his tail. N.A., she stuttered. Is something wrong, Sakura? He asked, not realizing what had happened. Naarutoo. She finally got out. Where? He said, trying to keep up the ruse, or just forgot that he was Naruto. He turned around to look and turned back only to meet a monstrous right hook to the jaw. He was sent flying from the bench and into a tree. Just then Sasuke, the real one, jumped from a nearby tree and began to walk in Sakura's direction. Sasuke, how long have you been there? Sakura asked. Long enough to see you and me, and then you and Naruto kissing, he said, sounding a little peeved. Sasuke, it's not what it looked like. I thought he was you. I mean, she trailed off as she began to blush. Naruto, you idiot. What did you go and do that for? How many times do I have to tell you? I like Sasuke, not you. She went on to yell. Naruto came to his senses and noticed that the transformation had worn off. At hearing Sakura, Naruto felt his heart begin to tear in two. He felt crushed and didn't know what to do. What's your deal? Someone likes you and this is how you treat them. I don't understand, he said. You're not good enough for me. Normally the women of my clan don't care the slightest for males. They've only been seen as worthless and only good for certain things, but over time that kind of thinking has changed, at least a little. I don't take notice of any of the little boys around here like you, but Sasuke's different. He's cool, smart, and he comes from renowned clan. And those are just a few reasons I like him and not you. He stood up and started to walk away but stopped to say, I really liked you, ya no. If that's how it's gonna be then fine, but I won't give up on you, ya got that. I'll make you see me, so until that time I vow to focus on getting stronger and becoming Hokage. He said as he left. Sasuke began to follow but was stopped by Sakura. Who cares about Naruto? He's so weird, she said, he hasn't exactly had a normal childhood. He lost his parents and expects everyone to feel sorry for him when he doesn't deserve it. That's why he misbehaves, he's a parentless brat. She was interrupted by Sasuke who said something about being all alone. He then said that Sakura was wrong about Naruto, following it up by calling her annoying and going after Naruto. Sakura felt low as the others followed behind Sasuke. She mulled over Sasuke's words and the look Hinata gave her. The look seemed to say that Sakura would get hers. It sent chills up and down her spine. Eventually, she decided that it would be best to find Naruto and apologize. They soon found Naruto fighting with, well, Naruto. There were a bunch of Narutos, all shirtless but one, who they seemed to be ganging up on. Hinata, well, all the girls present couldn't help but blush a little. They had never seen Guy with a nice physique so close up before, except on television. He was impressive as he moved, as he sweated, as he took a hell of a beating. Everyone was surprised at what they saw. Naruto was really going at it with no signs of stopping. Slowly, but surely, one by one Naruto began to defeat each and every clone until there were only 2 left. They surrounded him so that he could not take out both in one move. Tension was growing thick until one of the clones finally made a move. He charged the real Naruto only to stop in his tracks, but it was too late. Naruto had made a few hand signs and directed his arms at the attacking clone. It was destroyed in a short flash of light which propelled Naruto at the other clone. He was coming so fast that the clone had no time to react. Naruto destroyed it but continued to soar through the air and crashed, planting his face into a tree. Everyone quickly ran over to see if he was all right. He was turned over and met with the sight of everyone looking at him in a state of panic and worry. Even Sakura was there and she looked very sad. Sakura, he thought before he tried to get up. He rolled over onto his stomach and stood himself up, only to fall back over. Kiba, help me carry him back to the academy, Sasuke said. They dropped Naruto off at the nurse's clinic and returned to class. Everyone entered the classroom and took their seats. In came Iruka with a big grin on his face, followed by a few other shinobi. Iruka walks in with a few new faces. See, as Iruka smiled to his former students, he prepared to introduce the shinobi behind him. He looked around the classroom hoping to see a bunch of excited and interested looks, but instead found that a couple of his former students were missing. He was about to question the class about this when the door slid open. There stood a blushing Hinata who had an injured-looking Naruto with his arm over her shoulder. Naruto, thanks, I'll take it from here, Hinata, with a glazed-over look on his face. He made his way to his seat, flopped down, and eased his head down onto the desk. Sakura looked at him like she had something she wanted to say to him, but before she could get a word out, Iruka spoke up. Iruka, now that you're all here, I'd like to introduce you to your new Junin sensei. One by one he introduced each team and their sensei. He got to Team 8 and had them stand like the other teams and introduced their sensei. Iruka, this is Kurenai Yuhi. She is one of the newer Junin, so it looks like you'll all be learning a thing or two together. Kurenai gave Iruka a look as if to say, watch it buddy, and changed her attention to her new students. She looked at Hinata and gave her a big smile showing her white teeth. To this Hinata shyly smiled back at the new sensei. Kiba, you two know each other. Hinata, why yeah, but only a little. Kurenai was a woman of average stature with long flowing black hair, a bizarre bandage-wrapped dress outfit, and red eyes. Iruka then went on to Team 9 and began to introduce their Junin. Chuji, I wonder who our sensei will be. Ino, I hope that it's a woman. A cool and beautiful woman that will tell me the secret to winning over any man, making dramatic movements to signify beauty and coolness, I guess. Shikamaru, and what if it's a man? Ino, if it has to be a guy then, I hope he's a ruggedly handsome man who's cool and brave while we carry on in our forbidden love. Ah, squeal. Shikamaru, whatever, I just hope whoever it is isn't too demanding. That would be a drag. Iruka, heey. Why don't you be quiet and you'll find out just who your sensei is. Everyone got quiet and all the Junin gave Aruka a surprised look. Aruka continued from where he left off and introduced Team 10's sensei. Aruka, Team 10, your sensei will be Asuma Sarutobi. This caught Naruto's attention as he looked at the Junin as he stepped forward. Naruto just smiled. Asuma was a fairly big and burly-looking man with midnight blue hair and beard. What stood out about him the most was the fact that he was smoking a cigarette. Asuma, well, I'll be a monkey's uncle, Naruto's actually going to become a ninja. Team 10 was surprised to see their sensei, who was smoking, in a classroom, full of kids. Shikamaru, well, while looking at Ino, well what? Shikamaru, is he ruggedly handsome and cool looking? Ino blushed slightly and looked Asuma up and down. Ino, he's not really my type, turning her head while blushing. Aruka had called out all teams, and their Junin, and they left to get to know each other. There was only one team left but their Junin sensei hadn't shown up yet. Aruka hung around for a while to keep the remaining students company, but after what seemed like forever he decided that it would be better to look for the missing sensei instead. The students continued waiting for another 15 minutes before Naruto began to get restless. Sakura noticed this and decided that this was as good a time as any. Sakura, and Naruto, I have something to tell you. Naruto lifted his head to listen to what she had to say. Sakura, I'm sorry, okay. I didn't mean everything I said earlier, I was just upset, I hope we can put it behind us. Naruto, don't worry about it. It's no big deal. Sakura, really? Are you sure? Naruto, if I say don't worry about it then don't worry about. I mean it. Sakura, I still feel a little bad, I mean, he lost his parents, he doesn't even have a mom to look out for him. He then reassured her with a smile. Seeing this she began to feel a little better about things and returned the smile. 5 minutes later. Naruto, why is our sensei the only one that has to be so late? All the other teams left with their teachers and even Aruka sensei left, but were still here, left to rot. Just then he gave his patented foxy smile. He ran over to the blackboard, grabbed an eraser and headed towards the door. Sakura, Naruto, what are you up to? Naruto grabbed a chair and set the eraser over the door. When he was done he stepped down and looked like he was trying to figure out if his prank needed something with more oomph. Then he figured it out. Sakura, you don't believe that will work, do you? Sakura, I hope it does because it would be so funny. Go for it. Sasuke, get real, there's no way that a Junin would fall for something as lame as that. Naruto, someone's coming. Naruto got into position and stood ready. The door slid open and a man poked his head through. The eraser fell from above and with a thud landed on his head. He then looked up to see what it was only to have more chalky erasers thrown at him. Then as chalk dust filled the classroom and spilled out into the hallway, a bucket of chalk began to rain on the man's head. It was all I could think of. Naruto fell from over the door rolling on the floor in agony as his sides were about to split and he was about to laugh his tail off. At one point he thought he was going to laughing. Sakura, I'm so sorry sensei. I tried to tell him. Sakura, yeeeeaah. Nailed him. Since he's a guy that was 10 times better than I thought it would be. Way to go. Sakura was trying to stifle her laughter but couldn't hold it in. She turned around in order to hide her expression and try to forget the hilarious image after the dust cleared. This didn't work too well as her attempts to quell her laughter could be heard fairly well. Sasuke, is this guy really a Junin? He doesn't seem very reliable. How should I put this? My first impression of you guys, idiots. I don't like you. The Junin looked like a ghost with so much chalk dust clinging to him. It was priceless. Naruto, sensei, it looks like you still have some chalk dust on you. Your hair is all gray. For your information, that's my real hair color. Naruto and company were surprised to hear this. Their sensei didn't seem that old and yet, he had gray hair. Okay, let's start over. How about we introduce ourselves? The Junin and his new students were now sitting on a rooftop. Naruto, what do you want to know? How about your names, likes, dislikes, hobbies, dreams, things like that? Naruto, I don't quite follow you. It'd be simpler if you went first and gave us something to go by. Okay, I'm Kakashi Hatake, I have no desire to tell you all about my likes or dislikes. As for my future dreams, my hobbies, well I have lots of those. The genin huddled together and pieced together the information they received and came to the conclusion that all they learned was his name. Kakashi, now, you, the kid in orange, it's your turn. Naruto, me. Well, my name is Naruto Uzumaki and I like eating many things, especially ramen. The best is the ramen shop Aruka-sensei treats me to. I also like to train until I can't anymore. I usually wake up the next day well rested in my own bed, probably because of the old Hokage's attendance. Things I dislike the 3-minute wait for cup ramen to cook, or any food for that matter. My dream, to become Hokage. Then everyone of the village will have to acknowledge me. Hobbies would be, pranks I guess. Kakashi, geez, does this kid think about anything besides food and fighting? It makes sense though seeing what he is. He sure has grown up in an interesting way. Kakashi then looked to Sakura and nodded signaling that she was next. Sakura, my name is Sakura Haruno of the Haruno clan, I like, looking over in Sasuke's direction, giggling, my dream for the future is, once again, oh my god. I dislike, gaze drifting to Naruto, my hobbies. Naruto, wait a minute. What was that? Sakura, what do you mean? Naruto, you know what I mean, that look, what was with that look you gave me? Sakura, just drop it Naruto. Kakashi, girls her age are more interested in boys than anything else, but since she's from a clan where males are seen as nothing good, maybe it won't be such a big problem. His attention then drifted towards Naruto who seemed a little upset at what just transpired but didn't make a big deal out of it. Kakashi, okay, next. Sasuke, my name is Sasuke Uchiha, I don't like or dislike anything in particular. My dream, no ambition, is to kill a certain man and resurrect my clan. Sakura, so cool. Naruto, what's this guy's deal? Whatever, he better not mean me. Kakashi, I thought so. He has more of a one-track mind than Naruto, that's enough of that, now where to begin? Naruto, how about telling us what kind of missions we'll be going on? Will they be tough? I hope so because. Kakashi, missions. Oh, we'll do something special, just the 4 of us, tomorrow. It'll be survival training. Sakura, why survival training? We've already done it plenty of times at the Ninja Academy. Kakashi, that may be, but this won't be your run-of-the-mill survival training. I will be your opponent, and of the 27 graduates, only 9 will be chosen to continue as genin. The rest will be sent back to the academy. At this new information the students were shocked. They had just graduated and now there was a chance that they would have start back from square one. Kakashi, that's just the beginning. The training will be extremely difficult and has a failure rate of over 66%. The students were now freaking in a big way, except for Sasuke who didn't or couldn't seem to react at all. Naruto, what the hell? What kind of crap is this? What was the point of graduating if we'd just be sent right back? Kakashi, oh, that's just to see who had potential to become certified genin. Anyway, tomorrow you will be graded on how you handle yourselves on the battlefield, so bring your ninja tools. I also advise you to skip breakfast, you might throw up. Sinister look in his eye. Kakashi then handed the kids a map and instructions to find the field that the exercise would take place at. He then left them to contemplate their futures. The next day Naruto, Sakura, and Sasuke trudged to the designated training field and waited, and waited, and waited, and, let's skip ahead. Kakashi had finally arrived extremely super late. Naruto plus Sakura, you're late Kakashi-sensei. Kakashi just made up some wild excuse about what he had spent most of the morning doing while taking out a timer and setting it. He explained that the goal was to take the 2 bells that he held in his hand before noon. He then went on to say that anything and everything would be allowed in the attempt to get a bell. Kakashi, you won't succeed unless you come at me with everything you've got, even if it means my death. Those who don't succeed and get a bell won't get lunch and will be tied to a post. There are only 2 bells so one of you will definitely be tied up and I'll eat lunch right in front of you. Genin, so this is why he didn't want us to eat breakfast. Naruto, eat right in front of us, that's mean Kakashi-sensei. Kakashi, Just do what you can. Oh yeah, one last thing, the one of you that doesn't get a bell, will be sent back to the academy. Genin, sent back to the academy. I can't let it end like this. Sakura, sensei, you said that we should come at you with the intention to KU, right? Kakashi simply nodded. Sakura, but you'll be in danger. Naruto, she's right. For you to say something like that must mean that you're very sure of yourself, makes me think that all that happened yesterday was just some sort of ruse, am I right? Giving Kakashi a toothy smirk. Kakashi, oh, so you realized it, huh? I guess you're not as big an idiot as you lead me to believe. Naruto, yeah, and I'm gonna force you to show me everything you got, believe it. As he said this, the look in his eyes began to change. It was as if the thought of the grueling challenge ahead excited him to his core. Kakashi saw this and decided to test Naruto to see if it was just overconfidence or if he really had some SK. Kakashi, in the real world, the mutts with no talent often bark the loudest. So let's ignore the talentless loser and start when I say. The words Kakashi said dug into Naruto and really got under his skin. Naruto was gonna make him pay for every syllable that came out of his mouth with a vengeance. He whipped out a kunai and charged straight for Kakashi only to be stopped and held hostage by his very own weapon. Kakashi, that's the way. The only drawback is that I haven't said start yet, handing Naruto back his kunai. Sakura, no way, I couldn't even follow that. Sasuke, so this is a Junin. Kakashi, hey. Well, I don't believe it. I think that I may actually be starting to warm up to you guys, if only a little. Okay, let's begin. And start. The three genin jumped away in different directions, leaving Kakashi standing alone on the field. Just then, Kakashi noticed that something wasn't right. He looked up to see Naruto standing there as if to challenge him. Kakashi, the basics of being a ninja is to hide yourself well. This doesn't seem like a good job at hiding Naruto. Sasuke Sakura, what is he doing? What an idiot. Naruto, get ready because here I come. Naruto charged at Kakashi with a burst of speed ready for anything, but then he saw Kakashi reach into his pouch. Thinking that it may be a weapon, Naruto stopped and hunched over like a cougar and began pacing back and forth. He was waiting to see if there would be any danger in advancing or if he needed to change his strategy. Kakashi, ninja skill number 1, taijutsu. I'll teach you about it. Just then Kakashi pulled out what he had been searching for, a book, to the surprise of everyone else. Naruto, wait a minute, what's with the book? I thought we were gonna fight. Kakashi, this book. Well, I wanted to see what happens next. Don't worry though, it won't make much of a difference against you guys. With that, Naruto was pissed once again and charged. Naruto, don't underestimate me. I'll show you. Naruto threw a straight punch, which Kakashi simply sidestepped. He then came back with a high spinning roundhouse kick that Kakashi ducked and jumped backwards to create some distance. Naruto smiled at how exciting things were starting to get. He then decided to give it one more go and charged once again. He decided to try something different since direct attacks weren't working. He began bouncing around all over the place before finally attacking with a spinning lariat. Once again he just missed Kakashi as he puffed before his very eyes and reappeared behind him. Kakashi, a ninja isn't supposed to let an enemy catch him from behind. Sakura, his hand, that's a tiger seal. Does he plan on? Naruto, get out of there. You're gonna get yourself ked. Naruto could sense that Kakashi was behind him, so he was going to attempt a spinning back kick, but it was too late. Kakashi had an evil look on his face, in his eye because that's all you could really see. Kakashi, hidden leaf jutsu, 1000 years of death. Kakashi then charged his hands with chakra and thrust them upward. Naruto felt an uncomfortable feeling as he was thrust through the air, screaming in pain. Sakura, what was that? It was just a hard poke strengthened by chakra. Confused look on her face. Sasuke, a bunch of morons is what they are. Naruto flew several feet through the air and landed in the lake. As Naruto cooled off, Kakashi decided to kill some time by reading his book. While he did, maybe something interesting would happen. Suddenly, a bunch of shuriken flew from the lake directed at the inattentive Junin. Without even looking from the page, Kakashi caught the flying projectiles with only 2 fingers, laughing as if amused by something. The water began to bubble and from it flew quite a few Narutos. All at once they began to advance on Kakashi, who had taken his eye from his book. Even though his expression couldn't really be seen, you could tell that he was amused by what was before him. Sasuke, Sakura, and Kakashi were surprised and amazed at the number of real clones Naruto had made. Kakashi, so many, so this is the forbidden jutsu he used to defeat Mizuki. It turns out that you're not as much of a hopeless. While Kakashi was lost in thought, one of the Narutos managed to sneak up from behind and wrap him up. Once again Naruto pulled off a great feat in not just catching an experienced ninja off guard, but he surprised Kakashi, who never seemed to show any kind of expression. Naruto, weren't ninjas not supposed to get caught from behind? Right, Kakashi-sensei. I used the clones as a distraction so that I could sneak around behind you. The rest of the clones then took this opportunity to close in like a pack of wolves moving in for the K. Sakura, that was pretty good Naruto, way to go. Sasuke, nice plan. As the clones attacked, one of them yelled out that his ass was still hurting from before and this would be payback. A punch landed with a sickening, face-breaking thud. The only problem with this was that it wasn't Kakashi who was the recipient of said attack. It turned out to be one of the Narutos that was hit. The Narutos became confused and had puzzled looks on their faces. He was wondering exactly what Kakashi had done, until he realized that it had to be some jutsu. All the Naruto seemed to be talking among themselves as if nothing had happened. Then they all turned towards a nearby tree, which Kakashi just happened to be hiding in. Naruto, there's no use hiding, Kakashi-sensei. We know exactly where you are, it's sort of an ability of ours. Kakashi, an ability. So he's able to sense chakra signatures. That's interesting. As he came back to reality, all of the Narutos ran to the tree only for every one of them to be snagged and hung by their tails. Kakashi jumped from the tree and began to tell Naruto about how he shouldn't let himself be so easily caught. Kakashi, a ninja must be able to see underneath the underneath. Naruto just hung there as if all of his energy had been sapped from his body. Kakashi, like I said, you shouldn't let yourself be caught so easily, especially by someone who knows your weaknesses and how to exploit them. The thing about you and your clan is that though physically you're astounding, you have one big weak point, your tail. Applying the right kind of pressure to it can hinder you greatly, allowing the enemy to take advantage. It's pretty dangerous though, because now you probably really do want to K me. The only way to save myself would be to take your life right here, right now. Naruto's in a pinch. Is there any way that he can pass this test? That will be all for this video. Be sure to like, subscribe, share, and comment down below for more videos. Goodbye.